So images. We'll scroll down here real quick. So what happens a lot of times, at least in my class, is if I want students to go find pictures, where is it the students, let me ask you guys, where is it the students usually run off to if they need to find pictures on the web? Google, right? Google Images, yeah, that's right. And the problem with that is if they find a picture that they want to use, there's probably a pretty good chance that it is, yes, copyrighted, exactly. And so there are these different kinds of licenses for images. And you've got the standard copyright, all rights reserved, where it's like, I'm the photographer, it's mine, I can give you permission if I want. But then there's this whole other side of it called Creative Commons. Are you guys familiar with this at all? Have you heard of Creative Commons? Okay. Creative Commons is pretty cool because the photographer or the person who creates music or videos or basically any creative work can put this license on the picture that basically says, okay, I created this, I own it, but you can use it if you want to. So there's just a ton of stuff out there that kids can go use and stick into documents or onto websites or onto slides, and they're not breaking anybody's copyright. And so here are some of the places. Actually, before I start on this, I want to jump into Google Drive real quick. This is the slide that I had up there earlier. What some people don't realize is that if you go to Insert Image and you come over here to Search, Google has this searchable, huge searchable database of all of these Creative Commons images. So if kids want to use images in their Google files, all they have to do is go to this search and then search here for it. So if I was searching for picture of a computer, we've got all of these things, and then you can see if you click on them where they're from. This one's from Wikimedia. I know sometimes Wikipedia is like a bad word in the classroom, but all of the images that they have are all free to use legally. That one comes from Pixabay, which is a whole different place. Some of them come from Flickr, so there's all these different places that they pull these images in. Anything you find here is Creative Commons, and basically students can use it, and use it responsibly. That's kind of the focus. Now, if you want to go outside of the Google Apps realm, you can go here to the Creative Commons search. And so the Creative Commons search is a jumping off place to other places where you can find images, you can find music, you can find videos. There's actually a Creative Commons YouTube search where you can find non-copyrighted videos. And so if I come up here, I can do the same thing. Let's say we're looking for dolphins, and we're going to search Google Images for actually Creative Commons images and not just the regular ones. These are all ones that students can download and use because they're labeled as Creative Commons images. So that's kind of great. Now, the tricky thing with Creative Commons is that technically you're supposed to attribute where you got the picture from. You're supposed to say who the author is, where you got it from, what license it is that you're using, and all of that stuff. And so if that's too much of a hassle, or if you're working with younger kids that can't really do that quite as easily, there's this great site called Photos for Class. So Photos for Class, basically, when you search for something in this search bar, it jumps into Flickr, the photo sharing site, and it searches for all of these Creative Commons images. So let's search for our dolphins again. But what Photos for Class does is it takes all of that attribution information and it sticks it right onto the picture for you. So you don't have to type it in, you don't have to worry if you're getting it right or not. So let's download this one really quick. Then, as soon as it downloads, because the Wi-Fi's been fantastic today, right? Yeah, there it is. Okay, so when this comes up, this is what the picture looks like. So basically all they did was they put this black stripe across the bottom. They said what the name of the photo was, who the author was, where they got it, what the license is. It's all the stuff that you need. So even young kids can jump into an image search like this and can attribute properly. And the younger that we can start getting them in the habit of giving credit to where they got their stuff, the better off that we'll be. So, all right. By the way, I am doing this quick plug, this presentation on a 70-inch touchscreen monitor from ViewSonic, which is pretty cool, right? The thing that I think is kind of amazing about it is if you were drawing something on the touch screen, you could put all 10 of it's got 10-point touch. So I could put all 10 of my fingers on and come down here and it would draw like 10 different lines. It recognizes 10 different touch points, which is kind of amazing. So, okay, so anyway, we've got the Creative Commons search, we got photos for class. We talked about Google Apps. Okay, so we've got some other ones that you can use here. This one's called PhotoPin. Some of these are going to be kind of similar. So again, millions of Creative Commons photos, and add them to your, it says to your blog posts easily. Students can add them to their work. So let's stick with marine animals. And we'll look for whales. Now these are this is sponsored. These are the actual, if you go off to a paid stock photo site, you can get those. But if you scroll down past, I don't know how we got this with whales. We got this guy working on some electronics. I don't know how that's whales, but somehow it is. There's actually a picture of a whale. How about that? Okay, so these are all some different pictures than what we had before. So the nice thing about having all these different resources is if you can't find exactly what you want on one, sometimes you can jump in and find it someplace else. Pixabay, I love this one. Now, in some of the school, like internet filters, they won't let this come through. They call it adult art, but there's no adult art on it. It's just categorized that way. And so I use this one a lot. So let's search for classroom real quick. And again, up at the top, these are from Shutterstock. These are the paid ones. They try to tempt you with the really nice looking ones at the top, trying to get you to pay for them. And then these are pictures of what they call classroom. Now the cool thing about Pixabay is they're not even Creative Commons. They go further. Remember how I said there was copyrighted images where I retain the rights? There's Creative Commons where I retain the rights and you can use it as long as you attribute me. This is public domain. Public domain means I'm just putting it out there and you can use it, you don't have to attribute. So if you use anything from here, you don't even have to give any sort of an attribution information. And so some of these, like this right here, this is a great one to have. It's just a whiteboard. And so if you pulled that into a Google slide or Google drawing or something, you could add a text box or a picture here and make it look like something was written on that whiteboard, you know? Just to have those little things available to you is kind of neat. That's something you wouldn't find if you didn't go through and look at them. Wikimedia Commons is one place that that pulls some of those Wikipedia pictures, and those are all mostly either public domain or Creative Commons. And then there's another one called Compfight. It says it's an image search engine tailored to efficiently locate images for blogs, comps, inspiration, and research. So that's another place that you can go to. So anyway, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 places that students can go look for images. And again, if you want to find that list, and if you want to see the resources to all my other sessions, and if you've got a copy of my book, by the way, for all of you guys who have stayed here, you get a free copy of my book. And so you can have that. And so what I suggest people do is maybe turn to like the front page and just write that in there so you've got it in case you want to refer back to it later. This page isn't going anywhere in case you're interested. So ditch that, textbook.com/ViewSonic. Okay, any questions? All right, good. Thanks for hanging around, appreciate it.